Today we're going to get into our first episodes of our CQB series, and I'm a firm believer in keeping CQB as simple as possible. The less you have to think about, the less they can go wrong, ideally, right? So what we're going to do today is address two types of rooms: corner-fed room, center-fed room. So something to think about as you're going through a structure with CQB is your why. Why are you there? That is the most important factor of CQB, or making entry and dominating a space that you don't own yet, is why are you there? Are you there for a primary clear, a secondary clear? Are you there for a barricaded subject? Are you there for a hostage rescue? Are you there for an active shooter? What is your reason for being there? So right here, we're gonna go through what will be like a methodical, just go from the known space to the unknown space, dominate it, own it, and how to do so. So first things first, while you're moving through a structure, keep in mind the tools you have, right? For a patrol officer, maybe like an armed security guard, you may only have a pistol. Not everybody runs around with a rifle. CQB is definitely rifle level work, but not everybody is carrying a rifle, and that's fine. You can do it with a pistol. But pistol or rifle, firearm is a tool, and it provides you distance. It gives you hundreds of feet per second of distance between you and your threat, right? Use your distance and never be in a rush unless you have driving force. So as I'm moving down this hallway, we have the room right here, and right now, what I can look at and start gathering some intel and start gathering some information to use to my advantage, the further I get into this evolution or operation or mission, whatever we're gonna call it, is gonna benefit me. So right here, I'm going down a hallway, I see where that door is located. I can reasonably start to think that's gonna be a corner-fed room. There's not much wall past it from the outside. It could open up into something bigger, but right now, I can reasonably start thinking there's more wall this side, corner-fed room. This door's out of play, just it's a wall. As I'm coming up, there's two different ways to get into a room. You can come up and you can do the pie and come all the way around, or you can do the dynamic entry where you come up and you're here and you're rushing into the room. I'm not a fan of rushing into the room, and I'm not a huge fan of pieing the door. There's reasons for that, and there's also a time when I think pieing the door is the absolute tactic you should use. But up to me, getting through a threshold for the first time, and I want to get in there as safe a speed as possible. I want to do a step center on that door and come up, be about 6 feet off, 1 foot off the wall. Once I get to that 6 and 1 type distance, as soon as my muzzle and my optic and my eyesight can get inside the farthest door frame, I'm gonna start working my way out and pieing. Be right here, I'm gonna come up and start gathering information. Looking into the room, I get to right here, and I can see that's a hard wall, door's flat up against it. It's reasonable to think that a human can't be behind that door, so it's a corner-fed room. That's where I'm at from right here. So right here, moving at this speed, I've gotten that. Without getting my muzzle through that threshold so I can try to maintain that element of surprise, I'm gonna keep stepping out, and get to the center of the doorway. Now, right here in the center of the doorway, I've seen from this door crack over to about 2 feet off that far corner. I've seen that much already. And two things are gonna drive me a direction into the room if I'm the one man is a stimulus or unknown. So if I get to right here and I see somebody and I have to address them, whether it's verbal commands or whether they're brandishing the ability of deadly physical force, and that's what I have to do, I'm going to address them from outside the room if possible. If I have nothing here to address, I've seen nothing, someone could be in there, they could be hiding, but I've seen nothing so far, I get to right here, I'm now gonna move towards my unknown. Me, I will always go towards my unknown because I want to put my plates between me and the guy coming behind me. So if I'm right here and I see nothing, I'm going to start coming in, compress, and then open my hips up I'm gonna pivot and just about step sideways through that door. Because when I come here, I'm seeing that much of the room, I want my muzzle and a good presentation to be the first thing pointed down an unknown area. So if it's something that I got to address, I'm ready for verbal commands all the way up to deadly physical force. Best way to do that, here, compress, right here. I'm stepping sideways through the door. I am not staying up and walking through the door like this. Look at all this time you have to be seen. It's not professional, it's not tactical, it's not efficient. Right here, I'm stepping out, compress. If that's the first thing that somebody sees, bad day for them. Now, once I come in, compress, and step sideways through this door, I'm here. That's my point of domination. That's my area of responsibility. My second step with that foot that's kind of straddling that threshold line can come and walk right down that wall. Right here, it's a wide open space. I can see that. I don't need to come in and walk towards that wall until my muzzle runs into it. You don't need to do that. You get into a room, again, this is more information, more data you start collecting to take in to make yourself as efficient as possible. I'm right here, step in, right down that wall, nothing's there. I can start collapsing down all the way to my number 2 man coming in behind me. So again, at full speed, coming down, I get my step center, that doorway, collapse in, and I can start working my way down. So now, from the operator point of view, right here, that's my door right there. So again, from right here, I can reasonably believe that's going to be a corner-fed room because the door is open. There isn't much space on the other side that I can see right now, and I know there's space on this side. So once I hit about 6 feet off that threshold, I'll get about 1 foot off the wall, and I'll start pieing out. I'm gathering information because the more of that room I get to see before I'm in there, the better off I'm going to be. I'm here, coming out, I'm looking, and that step center, I want to be center of the doorway, right here. I'm looking in, I've seen all that, and I'm not even in the room yet. Again, those two things that drive you into a direction of the room. Stimulus and unknown. So far right here, I have no stimulus, so I'm going to work towards my unknown. Could there be somebody hiding? Yes. Could there be somebody somewhere behind a piece of furniture that I'm looking directly at? Absolutely. But that's going to be up to me, trusting my team and our training to pick those things up. Right now, as the one man, and the mission of CQB, go from an area of known into an area of unknown and dominate it and own it. Right now, I have to get through this threshold to my point of domination and own the room. So I'm right here. I'm going to compress, step down the wall, and what I was saying earlier about not having to walk until my muzzle hits this, you don't need to do that. As soon as I step into this room, and I'm right here, I can see this. I've seen the entire room now. From right about that corner and over was a bit of a snapshot, not a good full-on look as I was moving through this threshold. But once I get to right here, there's nothing there. This door is out of play. I step down that wall. I can start collapsing my sector down to get 1 meter off my number 2 guy. If anybody wants to pop up or some kind of stimulus occurs behind this furniture or whatever's here, we can address it.